Well, hello everybody. Kevin the Comic Doctor coming to you with, that's right, finally, the Moon Knight episode I've been talking about for probably since Moon Knight started. That's right. You know, I wanted to do a review or a talk about the Moon Knight series halfway through the season, or the series, I should say. I wouldn't call that a season, but I just didn't have enough time to do that. So I waited until the very end of the series to come on here and just give you my 2 cents worth to hear what you thought of the series as well. And then also to give out these Moon Knight books. I told you I was going to do it. Well, today's the day. I hope you have your thinking caps on. I hope you've got your fingers all ready to rock and roll with Google and to Wikipedia to find out the answers as I give them to you. Unless, of course, you know the answers to the questions I'm going to ask later on. I sure hope you're having a great night, and I hope you did enjoy the final episode of Moon Knight. I guess I will get right into it before I get over to the chat. And you know what? I do want to hear what you thought of the series. It's not just about me. You know, we're a small community here, but a mighty one, and I want to hear what you thought of the series too. Did you like it? Did you not like it? And of course, never just say I hated it or I liked it, but always give the answer that question. Why? Why did you not like it? Why did you like it? I'd love to hear your response to that. And I will start right off the bat. I'm not going to, by the way, this is not going to be a lengthy, long video on this. There's tons of other pundits out there discussing this series, but I'll get right to it. I was worried at the end of last week's episode. I felt that the series so much. I didn't think they were going to be able to finish this story in one more episode, and they did. But I felt it was rushed. I don't know what Marvel's deal is. Maybe it's a budgetary thing where they're kind of capping these shows at 6 episodes. It's not enough. It's not enough to really delve in and to really explore these characters. And especially a show like Moon Knight that was all over the place. Like a lot of, screw with the mind a little bit in this one. You know, is it real? Is it not real? Is he imagining everything? And then there's always that little clue that there might be yet other personalities found within this Mark Spector, this Moon Knight persona. And in fact, there was, as we saw. And by the way, guys, there's going to be spoilers talked about today. So if you have not seen the episode yet, get out of here. I don't want to spoil it for you. But I'm not going to go into crazy spoiler territory, but I'm going to just talk openly about it. If a spoiler leaks, then it's leaked. So you have been warned. So yeah, right off the bat, not crazy about the 6 episode structure that Marvel is using. I don't think is enough time to really sink your teeth into a character like especially a character like Moon Knight, a character that most people have no clue who he is. You know, even though Iron Man, I guess before Downey got into the role, people knew who Iron Man was. He may not have been an A-tier character, an A-list character, but people were aware of him. No one who, other than us guys who were into comic books, really know who Moon Knight was. My kids had no idea who he was. My wife had no idea who he was. And yeah, did I enjoy the series? Yes, I did. Did my mind explode watching this series? No. Here we go again, right? I kind of feel about this show as I did the other ones. It was fun to watch. It was great to see a character that I've always admired since I was a little kid up on the small screen. But was it an amazing show, a must-see show? You have to watch it. I don't know. It was all right. I guess if you're a Marvel fan, an MCU fan, I guess you have to watch it. But did I think it was the best thing I've ever seen on television? No. It did have some amazing parts, though, and I will talk a bit about those now. I'm going to get a cloth to clean my glasses, though, first, because my glasses are filthy and I can't even see myself on my screen there. Let's talk about the actors, shall we? Ethan Hawke. Yeah, awesome. He did a great job as Harrow. He did a fantastic job in that role. That last episode we just saw was quite good. When Amet came down and was it kind of materializes as that alligator or that crocodile god. He was ready to die, man. He was ready to say, okay, I'm judging others, but you can judge me, and if I have to go, then I have to go. And it just the commitment on his face was fantastic. I also loved him when he played the psychiatrist in the faux insane asylum. I love that. He did a fantastic job right from the get-go. Of course, Oscar Isaacs was unbelievable in this. Not only did he change his voice to go from Mark to Steven, and you know what? He did play Jake a few times before. We saw Jake at the very end in there was a post-credit scene. I hope you guys went and saw that. But Jake Lockley finally does show up as I thought he would. But Jake did show up in that insane asylum as well. There was a couple of times the voice that was coming out of Oscar Isaac's mouth was not that of Mark Spector, and it was not that of Steven either. And I was saying, that's Jake, there's Jake. And I picked up on it 3 or 4 times, especially in the in the 5th episode. So yeah, Oscar did a fantastic job. I will be shocked if he is not nominated for an Emmy Award on this one, and maybe even Ethan Hawke too. They both did a great job in this. I mean, you bring top caliber performers to a show like this, it just just elevates the show, does it not? And special effects were decent for a TV show. I like that. I heard people complaining early on that the show wasn't, the special effects are no good. It's a TV show, man. You can't expect MCU film type quality special effects in a TV series. So for what it was, I thought they did a great job in that regard. There were a few plot things that kind of bothered me. I'll talk a bit about that now. Especially in today's episode, last week's and this week's. When they're in the afterlife and they're being judged and the hearts are being weighed. How come there's only 2 hearts there? Right, we have Steven's heart, obviously, and we got Mark's heart. But what about Jake's or any other personalities that are inside? Wouldn't the that's the Greek gods. That's coming in a little while. Wouldn't the Egyptian gods, especially those in the afterlife, know about the other multiple personalities that this man has? That kind of bothered me. And in today's episode, what drove me crazy was the other Egyptian gods. So they're all standing around and they see that Harrow's coming forward and he's released that Amet god, and Osiris and the other gods, they get killed like in 2 seconds. They have no fight in them whatsoever. Their avatars are absolutely powerless against there's like 6 or 7 of them. They all go down fast. So how come Khonshu's the only one that has the power to fight Amet? I didn't like that at all. I thought it was kind of stupid. I mean, shouldn't all the Egyptian gods have some kind of powers? And 5 or 6 against 1, I think that would have done the trick. I was really scared at one moment today when Khonshu said, "I do not sense Mark Spector on this plane." I'm like, oh no. And then he started asking her to be his avatar. And I thought, oh my gosh. And then I heard that Oscar Isaac could not sign a contract to return. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, they're going to make her Moon Knight. They're gonna gender swap Moon Knight now. Here we go. They're gonna do it. And I was like, well, they better not. And they didn't. Thank goodness they didn't. But I thought for a second they were going to pull a woke thing and make Moon Knight a lady. They didn't do that. Thank goodness. I don't know how I feel about his girlfriend becoming another avatar and again, there's a hippo lady. I forget her name. Starts with a T, I think. That god. She inhabits Mark's girlfriend's body to be the avatar. Now she has the power of this other god. That's what I'm trying to say. How come she's got these crazy powers and all the other avatars, like Osiris, like the leader of all these gods, doesn't have a power to fight, Amet. So that little things like that bother me. I didn't mind. She looked good. I mean, she reminded me of the Falcon. My daughter's, it looks like Wonder Woman. And you're right. She did have that Wonder Woman. There's that one moment where she goes, and then the power kind of surged. It had that Wonder Woman flair to it. And then, and she kind of also reminded me of the Falcon, the way she was zipping around. It was like maybe they used some CG from the Falcon for this one, because she reminded me of the Falcon a lot, the way she was swooping around. So, I mean, little things like that kind of irritated me. All in all, the show was, out of all the Marvel shows that we've seen so far, probably my top 3. If they would have clinched this last episode a bit better, it probably would have been my number 1. I'm not even sure I have a number 1. It's probably tied with WandaVision or Winter Soldier, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not 100%. I like to see what you think. What did you guys think of this show? Let's go to the chat room and see what you guys are saying. What did you guys think? And remember, I'll be coming on very soon and giving away all 4 copies of these Moon Knight books. But in order to win, you must be a subscriber to the channel. So make sure if you haven't done so already, subscribe right now. And if you're just watching, you're not a subscriber, once you are a subscriber, you will be able to win one of these comic books as well. Let's go to the chat window and see what you guys are talking about. If you agree with me or disagree with me, and maybe the conversation will go a little further. Okay, Henry's here. How you doing, Henry? Prince Zodiac, Neil's there. Hey, Neil, I got your email. Sorry to get back. It's been a crazy, crazy week. And tomorrow, I think you want to talk Doctor Strange tomorrow, Neil. Probably Friday would be better if that works. Wayne, how you doing? Dennis is in the house from Los Angeles. How you doing, Dennis? Who dare interrupt my DS9 binge? Hey, man. Deep Space Nine's cool. You can go back. It's up to you. Wayne, did you catch the name of the facility? The Insane Asylum? Yes. The Insane Asylum was called the Sienkiewicz, an insane asylum. And I was listening to another pundit today talking about that, and he said that Marvel contacted Bill Sienkiewicz and said, "Do you mind if we use your name? Would you be insulted if we used your name as the name of the institution, the insane asylum, or the mental, that we're going to use in the show?" And Bill Sienkiewicz replied, "I would be insulted if you did not use my name in such a way." So he's really cool with that, and they went ahead with it and called it the Sienkiewicz Hospital or what have you. Mojo Quid, how you doing? What's up, peoples? How you doing, Mojo? Wayne, it was good. Could have used more Moon Knight. I felt like a setup for a second season. Yeah, it did. There's no announcement for a second season at all. They did wrap it up by killing Harrow at the end, which was kind of good. Are they going to do a second season? Are they going to jump in and put him right into the movies quick? I don't know what's going to happen. We'll see. We'll see. I think overall people did like the reviews I'm reading and the responses I'm seeing on Facebook and other social media. It seems like people actually did like this series, and people who did not know who Moon Knight even was have really grown to like this character. So I would be shocked if there's not at least a second series, or he jumps right into the movie in some way, shape, or form. And by the way, these TV series were always planned to be springboards, right, to get you to get these characters onto the big screen. So there's no need for origin stories. We do them on the Disney Plus, and then they migrate from Disney Plus, especially if they're popular, onto the big screen. And it's also a great way to do to test market, to see if the characters are liked or not liked. So we'll see. I don't know where it's going to go. I'm sure we'll hear in the next few weeks what they're going to do, whether a second season is going to be announced, or if we're going to end up seeing Moon Knight in an upcoming film. I would not be a bit surprised if they at least mention Moon Knight, or if we see some of the Egyptian gods be killed off in the upcoming Thor movie, with the god killer there. Maybe he's going to kill some Egyptian gods before he goes over to Mount Olympus to kill some Greek gods. Dan's basement. Hey, Kev, did I win yet? Come on, Dan. I haven't even started that yet. We'll get there in a second. Dennis, loved episodes 1, 2, and 4. And what do you think? Did you? Yeah, rushed. Absolutely. Dennis, you're 100% right. They absolutely rushed it. And I'm hearing that a lot of other people too. It's a real shame where they have to do, the beautiful thing about long form storytelling, such as television or is having that opportunity to really flesh out ideas and character. And unfortunately, because look at Werewolf by Night. Oh, not that. I don't want to say that. The Moon Knight character has changed a lot from when we first saw him in Werewolf by Night. And different writers got their hands on him and reworked him and changed him, and they changed it again for this series. So, take the time to really flesh it out and play with these characters. And television's a good place to do it. Like who was I talking to? I think I was talking to, who was I talking to? Someone at my... No, it was actually a colleague at work, actually, I was talking to. We were talking about the character of Thor. And I don't think he was fond of how Thor has changed from when Thor first was introduced to how Thor is portrayed now by Chris Hemsworth, right? Especially a little more comedic than he was initially, right? He was a little more serious in the first Thor film, right? It took several movies, I think, for Hemsworth and for Feige and for those at Marvel to realize, it took time to figure that character out. And I think they figured it out finally. And the Thor we have now is a Thor I thoroughly enjoy. He was not a character I look forward to seeing, after I saw the first Thor movie or after Thor Dark World, even the first Avengers film. He was all right. He was a tough guy, but he wasn't fun, but now he's a real fun character. So it's morphed. But it took a lot of time for that to happen. I guess being in a television series, you have that opportunity to do that in a shorter period of time because, a season, it can come out seasonally, right? But will they do that? Or will they just throw Moon Knight straight into a movie? What do you think will happen? Do you think they're going to throw Moon Knight straight onto the big screen? Or do you think there's going to be, excuse me, or do you think there's going to be a season 2? All right. Dan says, I fell off the series at episode 3, didn't care for the characters' backstories, found it boring. You are not the only one, Dan. I've heard that from a lot of people. I find that people really, really like it or they really, really hate it. The in-between, I think I'm kind of an oddity in that I lean more towards I liked it than not liking it. I especially loved episode 4, I think it was, the horror episode, right? With Layla being, grabbed and pushed or taken into the when she's in that cave and when they found Alexander the Great's mummy. I love that episode. I thought it was great. A lot of fun, a lot of horror elements in there, which I thought was really, really, really fun. So yeah, but I heard that, Dan. A lot of people did find it boring. Love the costume. I thought the costume was pretty good too. Chuck says, good evening, Doc. How you doing, Chuck? Good to see you. Favorite costume that isn't black? Yeah, really, eh? He ain't afraid of people seeing him coming, that's for sure. Dennis, Wayne says, I think our minds will explode tomorrow. I hope so, Wayne. Tomorrow is, of course, the premiere, well, not the premiere, opening night of Doctor Strange and the Multitude of Madness, and I'm looking very forward to it. It's not getting as great reviews as Spider-Man No Way Home did, but it's doing okay. It's got critic score. Last time I checked, around 80, 79, 80. That's pretty good. I'm looking forward to seeing the audience reaction. I'm looking very much forward to that show tomorrow. That is for sure. Dennis says, how does Khonshu keep her whites so white? I think he must use Tide. And lots of bleach. Hey, James, how are you? Brad, how you doing? Luke's in the house too. How you doing, Luke? Now give me my book. All right, Brad, it's coming. We've been going for about 18 minutes. We're going to go for a couple more minutes before I give out the books. I'm not going to give. I'm going to give you the skill testing questions. Mojo, Dennis Quid, it's the Egyptian cotton. There you go. Jack Hennessy, Ethan Hawke was amazing in Gattaca. Yes, he was. I've never been a super huge Ethan Hawke fan. For some reason, I saw him. Oh my gosh. Someone's going to know the title. He was in a movie recently that dealt with the Underground Railroad. It was an HBO series. If someone knows the title, he played a real person. And I watched him in that. I really liked him in that. I liked his portrayal of this character. And since then, I've been. My wife made a comment too. Now he's popping up in a lot of movies. So he's we're having kind of a Ethan Hawke-essence, right? He's coming back. We're seeing a lot more of him now. That's okay. Nothing wrong with good talent. Hey, David Valdez, how you doing? You like the series? Why did you like it, David? What did you like most about it? Jake from Chinatown. Where is that coming from, the Jake? We're watching Chinatown right now in my film studies class, and the class, for the most part, are not liking it. A little slow moving for kids these days. Brad Kosky, they went a little abstract with these 2 episodes, a bit annoying and boring at times. Brad, yeah, you weren't sure what was real, what wasn't real. They're going back and forth. Is it the afterlife? Is it real? And then the way it ended too, where he ends up back on his bed again, and he's locked back up. So we're like, okay, we're back at the beginning. But then Jake Lockley kind of shows up at the end. I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of all over the place. I didn't find the movie. I didn't find it boring. To be honest. I just think they needed more time to flesh it out a little better. But I did not find it boring. I mean, the action scenes were pretty good. The fight sequences were pretty good. I heard people complaining that, well, how the heck does Steven know how to fight so well? Steven can't fight. Mark's the fighter. Steven's not the fighter. But I said, but don't you remember that was that one scene when they're in the afterlife when Mark's being dragged off that boat and Steven says, well, wait a second, if we're the same person, and then he realizes he should know how to do that, and it kind of unlocks that knowledge and he becomes a fighter. I had no problem with that he kind of, I guess, acquired Mark's abilities. That was fine with me. I had no problem with that. Dennis says Oscar showing chops. Yeah, they are. A lot of good performances in there. Wayne, whoa, just jumped there a little bit. Oh, okay, where are we going here? Wow, I'm really behind. Whoa, lots of... Okay, guys, I'm going to have to jump through some of these questions because there's no way I'm going to get through all these. I didn't realize there was so many. Look at all that. There's lots. Okay, let's go quickly here. Let's see here. Did Noah recognize Layla in the truck? Yeah, that's what my wife said to it. Give me a break. And they're all guys, too, and then one girl. Yeah, that was true. Layla in the truck. You weren't with us on the way here. That's true. I was actually grabbing a drink when that scene happened. When I came back, she explained. I said, oh, yeah, well, you're going to have things like that. David Clare, just in time for supper. Dave House, Tower is the... Oh, thank you. Taweret. I can't even pronounce that. Taweret is the hippo. Thank you. That's right. It is. Taweret. No Two Hearts. Absolutely not. I still haven't watched the last episode. Well, Dave... Hope we're not ruining it. Get out of here, David, if you haven't done so already. Two belongs to Judaism. Yeah, but that doesn't work in the context of the show because there's more personalities. And they're saying the whole conflict was the fact there was two hearts. And there was a conflicting, Stephen had to die for him to move on. But there's more than Stephen. So wouldn't they know that? That's my problem with that. Hey, James from New Mexico, how's it going? When I die, I'm going to go New Mexico. Yeah, it'd be nice there. Brad, I'm hoping the next season we get the traditional Moon Knight taxi driver and all. I don't know. They kind of stepped away from that now, did they not? Oops, okay. Thomas, thank you, Thomas. I'll take all the money I can get. Dave House, I enjoyed the expert use of the multiple personalities and the exploration of each one's different skills and knowledge, having to flip back and forth based on the needs of the situation. I actually like that too. That fight scene where they kept going back and forth, it's like 2 against 1. I kind of like that too. James, when Moon Knight actually appeared, I thought his fight scenes were really well done. I think it needed more of this. It needed more of that, and it needed another 3 episodes. They take their time up to episode number 4 and 5, and they just jam everything into the last episode, which stinks. Sienkiewicz is great, especially his New Mutants run. Yes, it was. His cover art was awesome too. Sherwood, hey man, how's it going? I agree with you, but I think it's a tie with Hawkeye. But I needed more Moon Knight. I don't know. Hawkeye to me was a little. I didn't like about Hawkeye in retrospect. I did not like that Kingpin. I did not like the Kingpin. Yep, I wasn't a fan of that. Killer Croc. What? Wrong show, Dennis. JP, how you doing, JP? I think the two hearts were not balanced because it was missing Jake Lockley's heart. And so it was not balanced until Stephen was thrown out, and thus it was balanced. But shouldn't there have been 3 hearts? Good. That's a good way of looking at it, though, JP. It's a good way of explaining it away, but I don't know. But did the hearts balance or did the one heart disappear? I don't remember. If the hearts balance, then maybe that would have made more sense. Frenchie in the Moon Ship. Nope, not this one. Prince Zodiac with a really generous $10 tip. Thank you, Neil. Very nice of you. I dug it. Didn't mind the character changes. I agree 6 episodes is not enough. The Disney Plus shows being origin stories are inherently heavy with exposition and can be unfulfilling. I like the Scarlet Scarab. You nailed it on the head, right? I mean, I find that a lot of these superhero shows now are trying to stay away from the origin stories. They don't want to give origin stories anymore, right? But but Moon Knight, I think an origin story is okay. The majority don't know who Moon Knight is. You don't have to give us another Spider-Man origin story. You don't have to give us another Captain America origin story. You don't have to give us, even the Hulk or Batman or any of those things. You don't have to give us those origin stories. So don't. But Moon Knight, people don't know who Moon Knight even is, man. The majority of people don't know. So it would have been nice. Maybe this story that we saw in this first season might have been a better second season story, and we could have got more of an origin story. Instead, I think that might have been beneficial this time around. He mentioned Bushmaster and all that. He was kind of alluding to it, but we didn't really get it. Anyways, But again, thank you for the generous tip, Neil. Appreciate that. 3 hearts are better than 1. That's true. Henry says 6 episodes not enough for full character development. On the money, Henry. Dennis, talking about Cream. Yeah, they play Vancouver. I know Cream. Mojo Quid, bruh, I just finished the series. The post-credit scene just made the whole show. Well, it did kind of, we were all waiting for Jake Lockley to show. Where's Jake? Where's Jake? And they gave us glimpses of Jake, right? Again, he actually spoke. Jake actually spoke. A few times when Dr. Harrow was talking to him when he was a psychiatrist, there was a couple of moments where Jake's voice came out. You heard him. It wasn't Mark. I think people thought it was Mark speaking. It wasn't Mark. He had that New York thing going on. He was like, "Hey Doc, I don't buy that." He was talking like this, and you knew that's not Mark's voice. And it wasn't Stephen's voice because the British accent was gone, or the little Cockney accent was gone. So that's one clue of Jake Lockley. But we also saw the sarcophagus. They opened the door and the sarcophagus was shaking, right? Remember the sarcophagus was shaking and Mark opened it up and Stephen came out. We went to another room and the sarcophagus was shaking and they just kind of closed the door, right? So there was clues he was coming for sure. Yeah, more of that. I do agree with you. But I do also, yeah, it was fun. The way it ended was kind of cool. Just get rid of that Harrow character like that. JP says the other avatars were not fighters. Remember when Stephen was Mr. Knight, he had the powers but not the skill to fight the Jackal. And I think that's why Harrow said you are not fighters but judges. Yeah, I guess, JP, that does make sense, but I want more explanation about that. I mean, the hippo lady, is she a fighter? Dave House just told us the name. I'm not going to say it again because it's going to come out wrong. But the hippo, I think it's the people as well. Mark Spector knew how to fight. He was a mercenary, so he was an ideal fighter. Or ideal avatar. So that made sense that he knew how to fight. And I guess his girlfriend Layla, same thing. She was I think she was a fighter. Was she a fighter? Or did she get superpowers well, she got superpowers from the hippo goddess. But what I'm trying to say, wouldn't the other avatars have some kind of power? I don't know. I get what you're saying too. But you know what? That's fine. But I would like to have seen more discussion about that. Clarify that then, so that when because in the if you're the director of this series, if you're writing the series, you know that at the end they're going to be taken out by Amet. So let us know early on that they'll be defenseless against her. Let us know that. Then when it happens, we're not going, oh come on, right? Another thing too. You know what I really wish, and this might be out of their budget. I wish some of the gods would have been played by more well-known actors. That's what I wish. Imagine, Osiris should have been played by someone, I don't know, who could have been? It could have been anybody, just somebody with more recognizable to us. I don't know, I'm not gonna say Ben Kingsley. Like Ben Kingsley would have been good, but he's already been in the MCU. I get that, but someone of that stature. Like a Liam Neeson or something. Liam Neeson walks out as Osiris, It would have been like, wow. It would have given them more power. I think it would have made them more, I don't know, prestigious. I don't know if that's the word I want to use or not, but I just saw all these they're all like bit actors, right? They're all like no name actors. And they're in these positions. Bringing somebody in who has played powerful characters before would have been more, I think, of a good move, in my opinion. I would have at least 2 of them, make 1 or 2 of them a little more recognizable character actors. That would have been nice to see that. And it didn't have to be somebody big. It could have been even characters like someone from The Walking Dead, an actor that we know of, just somebody we would recognize. I just didn't like that we didn't recognize any of those people at all. They were all the no-name actors. They'd done nothing. Maybe, I don't know. And here they are now playing these really powerful characters. I didn't buy it. And the guy who played Osiris to me was pretty useless. Anyways, what do you think? It would have been better, or am I just whistling Dixie here? Frenchie and the Moon. We said that already. Oh, Prince. So we did that already. Sorry, did it? I'm jumping now. Mojo Quit. We did that already. Henry says haven't watched last episode yet. Get going, Henry. James, I think he'll be part of the new Avengers lineup. I think so. There was talk of him being a part of the him being a part of the what do you call it? The Midnight Suns, right? They're talking the Dark Avengers or the Midnight Suns or something like that. We'll see. Isaac movies? Are you nuts? Not sure. David, I think there's a season 2 coming. Did they announce that? Because I've not seen that yet. Layla was an established fighter on episode 3. Okay, yeah, that's right. You're right, she did. I think even if you had the powers of an avatar, if you don't know how to fight, then it would be one-sided. I think you're 100% probably right. Then establish that, like really establish that. Okay, I don't want to miss anybody's super chats here. Prince Zodiac did one. We'll jump down to Prince Zodiac. Another one. Thank you, Neil. I think they'll change Shadow Knight to Jake Lockley. He's Mark's brother in the comics. That will give him a badass suit if it looks like in the code. That's another thing, right? Mark Spector has his Moon Knight costume, the recognizable costume. And of course, Stephen has that, Mr. Knight costume. What's Jake Lockley's costume? Like, he's got to have one, right? That's something I was wondering about as well. Did you wonder that? Thanks again for the $5 super chat, Neil. Very nice. Mike Catalino says, being a fan of Moon Knight since before I was cool. It was cool. Love the show overall. Yes, there was some things I can be picky about, but it's a Disney show. I think people expected way too much from this show. You know what? Overall, like I said, I'm hearing people say it's boring. I did like the show. I've liked all the Marvel shows. I am being nitpicky. Okay, I'm the first to admit that I'm being nitpicky, but I did like the show. And you know what? I'm with you, man. I've been a fan of Moon Knight forever. I got 2 copies of 32 here somewhere. I just don't know where the hell they are. I found them. I put them away. Now I can't find them again. Not comics you want to misplace. Mojo Quid, there wasn't a third shot for Jake. Third shot. What do you mean third shot? I mean gunshot? Mr. Hawk is a sad man. He put another one over. I'm not sure, Dennis, what we mean. David V, I never followed Moon Knight in the books, so I'm not disappointed by the show. And I think that's the case, right? You got a lot of new fans coming out. Disney playing to the masses, not to the comics world. No, and they never will play to the comics world. They will never, ever. No, I shouldn't say that. They will to a certain extent, but the movies and the success of the films, the success of these TV shows is paramount. If the comic version says to do this, but they think that a change is necessary to make the movie more successful, they'll go with that. But they are giving comic fans. I mean, Marvel's deep diving, right? And I got a feeling, like Wayne said, tomorrow it's going to be a lot of fun at Doctor Strange. We're going to see, I think, a lot of really cool stuff. I'm really excited about that. I know, don't get me wrong, Dennis. I'm liking it. The kids are not liking it. They slipped Jake in. Exactly. They did a few times. Prince Zodiac, I think the Disney Plus shows were Origins, WandaVision equals Scarlet Witch, Falcon new cap, Hawkeye, which was horrible, was a new Hawkeye origin. Loki was more of a show and has a season 2. Yeah, I think you're right. I do believe so. Again, I've not heard anything about an actual season 2 for any of these shows other than the Loki show. That's the only one. And remember, we've got She-Hulk coming up. We've got the Marvels coming up. I'm probably missing a couple. There's more coming, right? So, David sends me a $10 super chat. Thank you, David, so much for that. Thanks for the content you bring to us. David, thank you very much for that generous tip. And I'm trying, not as much as I'd like to bring you. I'm going to step up my game come July. Trust me. I do want to get moving on there. I have a lot of good ideas, I think you will all really enjoy. When I get to the bottom of this chat, we'll start giving out these comics. If you're just getting here, guys, now don't go anywhere. I'm going to be giving out 4 vintage Moon Knight comic books very, very soon. All you have to do is be in the chat and answer the skill. I got 4 skill testing questions right here in front of me to answer. First one to answer them gets the book. Stanley Tucci would have been great, even though he was in Captain America, their first Avenger. It was a small part, like an actor like that. Exactly. Someone like that would have been, I think would have helped, it would have helped. Anyways, they didn't do it. Prince Zodiac says, episode 2, Layla explained as a mercenary fighter. In the comics, her father was a Scarlet Scarab. Okay. In the Moon Knight, she was. Okay, so that does make sense that she knows how to fight that. I totally forgot that she basically saves Steven, right? And he's like, oh, wow, that's awesome. He was really impressed and kind of falls in love with her there when she saves him. Bring on the Illuminati. Bring it on tomorrow, Bradley. Bring it on tomorrow, dude. I'm very, very excited. I already, you know what, man? Tomorrow, it's going to be awesome. I'm going to have my large popcorn, my M&Ms, my peanut M&Ms, big bag, and my watered down Coca-Cola, and my family right beside me, and it's going to be a blast. I love it. I love going to the movies. And these MCU movies have become a tradition here in my household, and it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy going. And we're going to do dinner ahead of time, too. I'm going to be rolling out of there when I'm done. Because even though I'm going to have a big dinner, I'm still going to buy a big, giant bag of popcorn. I can't go to a movie and not have a bag of popcorn in front of me. I just can't. Even if I'm stuffed, I'm still going to eat that bag of popcorn. Dennis says, totally 3 or even 5. An evolved audience loves simple numbers. I'm not following this. What is it about Hawks? I ain't kidding. No, he's a good actor. He's a solid actor. Scales were scales to Egyptians for balance. Egyptians went deeper. Okay. Prince Zodiac says the Midnight Suns, S-U-N-S, instead of the Midnight Suns, because will be female. There will be females on the team. Good point. You're right. You know for a fact there's going to be a female on that team. It won't be just a bunch of guys. Luke says you lost your no, they're here somewhere, dude. They're here somewhere. I took them out to grade them, to work on them and grade them. And did I do that? No, they're sitting around somewhere. One's about a 4.5 and one's probably like a 6. So they're nice copies. They'll show up. They'll show up somewhere, Luke, I hope. Brad says Jake's first appearance, Marvel Spotlight 28. I am not sure. Is it? Or is it Moon Knight #1, the Doug Mensch series that came with the purple cover there? I'm not sure. Dennis, give us a story, Doctor. What story do you want? Mojo, after the Generation Next TV pilot back in the 90s, the MCU can't really do much wrong. Yeah, that was pretty bad. And I didn't watch the Inhumans, but I heard that was pretty atrocious as well. And speaking of the Inhumans, I'm wondering if Black Bolt's going to show up in Doctor Strange tomorrow. I wonder if Black Bolt is going to be in the Illuminati. Will they do that? I know that Kevin Feige was not a fan of the executive producer and showrunner of the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. TV series or the Inhumans TV series. He did not like that dude and wanted nothing to do with any of that. So will they bring that same actor back? Will they even have a new actor playing Black Bolt? Will Black Bolt even be in it? We'll find out tomorrow. They know comics. Prince Zodiac says they know the comic junkies are watching. They have to grab the masses. Yeah, we'll watch no matter what they give us. Even if it's garbage, we'll still go and watch it, right? Like I heard that what do you call it? Morbius was terrible. I still went and saw it. And you know what? It wasn't. I did the review of that. It wasn't as bad. Did I do a review of Morbius? I don't even remember if I did a review of Morbius or not. I don't remember if I did. It wasn't the worst thing I ever saw. Thanks for getting us all 9.8s with our comics. I wish that were the case, Wayne. I really do wish that were the case. But I do my best to get you as close to 9.8 as humanly possible. Jamie, did I win? Just got home from work. Good. Perfect timing, Jamie. Don't go anywhere. We're almost through these chats, and we're going to get to these comics momentarily. It's now 40 minutes going. I got to get moving. I've got 7 comics I got to put in the press tonight. It's already 10:12, and I want to be in bed at 11:30 tonight. I've been going to bed way too late, and I'm zonked every day. Let me zip through some of these, more of these quickly. How old is Jack? I saw a warning about body horror and kids. I'm going with my daughter 30 tomorrow before I take my boys 12. Jack's 11. I've been taking my daughter and my son to Star Wars and MCU movies since they were like 2-3 years old. 3 years old. And Jack, at 11 years old, and I did not want to do this, trust me, was bugging me to watch The Walking Dead. And he's got a friend who watched a lot of horror films, and his dad's a big horror junkie. He loves the horror films, but they say they talk about the movies, they talk about the making of the movies, they talk about how, especially he'll pause the movie and say, okay, let's look at this and how do they do that. So the kids aren't too freaked out. I still didn't want to show him really creepy movies, but he really wanted to watch The Walking Dead, and I've watched all The Walking Dead, and there's some pretty gory parts. You know, Negan with the baseball bat. It's not even the, you know what's funny about The Walking Dead? It's not the zombies that are scary, it's the human beings that are scary. What they become after that apocalypse. How society just crumbles and how people go, you know, a lot of people go to their worst selves, right? That's what you don't want them to see, you know? But he really wanted to watch it. And then he was playing a Walking Dead video game, which was pretty gory and full of profanity. And I said, you know what? Enough of this. Let's just watch the series together. And we did. And he got through it. And he's totally... what they're going to show us tomorrow, I'm sure will not affect him in any way, shape, or form. I've heard it's kind of scary too. But if it's Evil Dead scary, like, you know, Sam Raimi's Silly scary, and it's an MCU, it's still a Disney film. They still had to approve this movie. So how bad could it possibly be? It ain't going to be Walking Dead bad. There's no way. So yeah, he's going... And that's that. I'll do a voice, a low kind, like Darth Low. I'll do Spock Low. David V. Black Bolt in the flick. Same actor. Leaks are on. Are they really? Okay, interesting. That's interesting. They have names, but no priorities too. Ha. Okay, no. If you have spoilers for, if you've got spoilers for Doctor Strange, please shh. I've been staying away. I don't want to hear anything. Even if you heard stuff, don't tell me nothing. I'm going to zip through this. I don't want to see any of that stuff. I don't want to know Namor. I don't want to know any of that stuff. Mojo. Morbius wasn't really a bad movie. It was just a bad Morbius movie. Yeah, it was just... It was just there. It was just there. It was, you know, it's there. If you could get like a $2 Tuesday, it's fine. It's a fine film for that. It's just very simple. It's not a very complex movie. And what was the worst part about the Morbius film was the post-credit scenes. They were absolutely stupid. They were the dumbest things I've ever seen. That was what ruined the movie for me. Excuse me. Dennis Mason, it's called Charisma. Oh, yeah, that would be a good thing. I mean, you're talking about Ethan Hawke still. Yeah, 100%. Saying, my kids have seen everything with me. Tomorrow it's me and my 3 boys. My daughter didn't want to come with us. Ah, it's too bad. Brad, going down to North Carolina Heroes Con. Can't wait. Oh, that'd be fun. I'd love to get down to some cons in the States. You know, I'm going to be off in September and October. If the New York Comic Con's going, I might head to the New York Comic Con. I've always wanted to go. I know a lot of vendors around Toronto that usually go. That'd be fun to head down there. I won't get a table or nothing like that. It'll probably cost a fortune, but I just want to go there and check it out. So I might do something like that. We'll see. Dennis, it was a joke question about Isaac being in the film like there's a difference. Oh, okay. Neil, I really want to see Wanda kill everyone. I'll tell you guys, and I don't want to make this a Doctor Strange video. And this we're at the end of the super chat, or the super chats of all of your comments. I'm going to draw these books off in a second, but before I do, I've got about 16 of you on there right now. Again, don't go anywhere, friends. I'm going to be drawing these books in 1 second, and you can win. Like I said before, this is my theory a long time ago. I said, you know, how come they shoehorn the X-Men into this universe? You know, there's no talk of mutants at all. If you ever watched, there's a cut scene of Nick Fury talking to Tony Stark about mutants. He mentions radioactive kids and mutants. They had to cut that out. They didn't have the rights to use those, so they didn't. But they wanted to include the mutants. They never did. But now, how can they bring them back? Like I said, what if Wanda had already gotten rid of the mutants? She's already said those lines. No more mutants. What if she already said that? Like, we just never heard her say it. Maybe she said it 25 years ago when she was a little kid. Maybe she said it and all the mutants had gone away. And maybe in tomorrow's episode, she brings them all back. Although, because they got to figure out a way to bring all the mutants back for good, right? There's different universes of mutants. We're going to see Charles Xavier and all that. I mean, we know that already. But how are they going to bring the mutants into that universe, into Wanda and Doctor Strange's universe? Unless the multiverse collapses and only what's left is what's left. Who knows? I'm not sure how they're going to explain it. Should be interesting. Never live in Hollywood. You meet people and their persona is never the same. Are you talking about celebrities? Are you talking about celebrities, Dennis? In particular? Because I almost met a celebrity at the Toronto Comic Con about 3 weeks ago. Lou Ferrigno was there. And I follow Lou Ferrigno on Instagram, and he seems like a nice enough guy. And I was there with my son, Jack, and Lou Ferrigno was there was no one there. He was all by himself. He was sitting there with his handler, and there was like a con worker was there. And I said, hey, can I just say hello? I don't want an autograph. I don't want a picture. I just want to say hello and introduce myself, introduce my son to Mr. Ferrigno, and thank him for all the years of entertainment he gave. As a kid, I loved the Hulk and what have you. No, you have to pay the $75 to approach Mr. Ferrigno. And the whole time he had his head down, wouldn't look up. I'm like, nah, okay. I didn't dig that. Anyways, Eternals, the celestial that died in the ocean, contaminated the water and spawns the X gene. Boom, mutants. Hey, not a bad idea. Something like that's got to happen. But that means all the X gene comes even in like adolescence. Like not in babies, but like with everybody right away. That's possible. Marvel, try everything. Darn right. James, universes will collide was the Secret Wars series. Maybe they're going to take it from that. Like Marvel's Elon dancing in the dark again. Okay. You know what, guys? There's 17 of you here. You guys have a very good chances of winning these books. Let's get to it right now. Now, this is how it's going to work. Because last time, Dennis, you're responding to my comment about celebrities, eh? Okay. I'm interested to know which ones in particular, but I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole right now because that'll be another whole conversation. Let's get these comics given away. That's a conversation for another time, Dennis. This is how it's gonna work, guys. Now, last time I gave out a prize, I think it was Wayne said he commented before someone else. I can't see that. You guys, I have my chat, as you can see right there. Those are my chats. So whoever shows up on my chat first is the person that's going to get the book. Okay. I have no other way of doing it. So even if you answer before somebody else on the chat, like on the YouTube chat, what I get here is what I'm going to go by because that's all I have. I don't have the YouTube chat in front of me. So I apologize ahead of time right now. I guess it's kind of luck of the draw. Okay. First off, let's do this in order. How about that? We'll give out a copy of number 8 first. And again, guys, these books do need a press. So I'm going to press these books. I'm not grading these ones. I'm going to press this book. If you want to have them graded, I'll grade them for you. But I'll mail these out to anywhere in North America. Now, if you're overseas right now and you're watching this and you want one of these books, you can answer it if you win. But I'm not paying for shipping over to Europe. It's just way too expensive. Sorry, guys. I was doing that over on the Robert Meyer Burnett show there on Robservations, and it was costing like $50 to ship one book. No, but if you want to pay for that, I'll happily do it for you. No, well, you know what, Mojo, don't say that. Get your Google ready. These are not super hard questions, and they're all pertaining to Moon Knight. Mostly. Let's go. This is the hardest question first, anyways, I think. Okay, here we go. First person to answer gets this copy of Moon Knight number 8. Look at that pretty copy right here. I'll come back in a second. So look at that. All right. So the question is, maybe I have to go back to the chat. The question is this. All right. Khonshu is the god of the moon, right? His name also means something else. What else does that mean? Khonshu is the god of the moon. We know that, but it also means something else. What else does it mean? The first person to get it on this chat screen wins this copy of Moon Knight number 8. Bill Sienkiewicz, beautiful copy. Look at that artwork. Fantastic. Pizza is incorrect, Davey. Everyone is in their Google right now looking vengeance. No. Chuck, good guess. No. Big print. Neil, you got it. It's Traveler. The word I was looking for was Traveler. James, close. You'll have a couple more chances, but Neil gets this one. So Neil, I'm going to put your name right here. Neil, sticking that baby on there for you. She's yours. Congratulations to Neil. We'll go on to the next one right now, which is we'll do another copy of Moon Knight number 8. All right, here's the next question. This is an easy one or a hard one? This one is not so bad. All right, here we go. In which comic series does Moon Knight first appear? That's the easy part. So you got to name the series and also name the writer and the penciler. In which comic does Moon Knight first appear and name the writer and penciler of this issue? And that is for this copy of Moon Knight number 8. And I mentioned that comic already today. So what comic does Moon Knight first appear in and also name the writer and penciler of that comic book? When I see it, I'll let you know. Oh, David wins it. David wins it. It's Werewolf. Whoop. Werewolf by Night, Mensch, and Perlin. Very good, David Valdez. Congratulations. Looks like the Americans are winning today, guys. Two American viewers have received these books. This one here will now go to David V. Congratulations. Now the answers are coming in. Mojo also gets it right, but unfortunately, or fortunately for David, David gets it. Congratulations, David. And Neil, you both got this nice, awesome copy of, each get an issue of Moon Knight number 8. Next, we're going to move over to Moon Knight 24, another awesome Bill Sienkiewicz cover. Beautiful cover. All right. Now this one I got off the internet, but I'm pretty sure it's correct because I remember reading the comic a long time ago. Here we go. For this copy of Moon Knight number 24. Actually, you know what I got to do here? Hold on a second. Hold on one second because it's just too quiet. Where is it? No, I got to do it over here. Give me one sec, guys. Hold on, I got to add some music here because it's driving me crazy. All right. Okay, so for this number here we go. Here's the question. Moon Knight in Werewolf by Night 32, I can mention that comic now. Moon Knight zips around in what sort of vehicle in this issue? What sort of vehicle does Moon Knight zip around in? Once you get it, let me know. I'm gonna get demonetized for this music. I'll make it lower. Yes, oh, JP gets it! JP gets it! Very good, JP. JP gets it. It is a helicopter. JP. Could write your name here, JP. It's funny, all the answers start coming in. Mojo gets it as well. James gets it as well, helicopter, but JP is the first one I see. So JP, congratulations, my friend. That is yours. Way to go. One more. One more, guys. Probably one of my favorite covers right here. This one really needs a press. Oh, yeah, like big time. There's a lot of work on this one. Woo! Anyhow, Moon Knight 29, sick cover. All right, this is the last question. This one's a pretty easy one, I think. What the heck? Put that there. Okay, here we go. Get my music recued again because it's very important. Moon Knight does eventually join the Avengers, but before that, he teamed up with the Defenders. What issue of the Defenders do we see Moon Knight appearing in for the very first time? Go. Bicycle. What issue of the Defenders do we see Moon Knight appearing in for the very first time? I don't believe he joins the team, he just helps out. But what issue is that? Oh, Chuck! Nope, yep, Chuck gets it. 47, very good, Chuck. Chuck wins it. All right. Chuck Hensey. All right. That's it, guys. That's it. Hope you enjoyed this episode of this Moon Knight review series. And also, I'm glad all of you that won. So congratulations. There you go, Chuck. Now, what I need from all of you winners, I need your addresses. So you need to contact me at info@thecomicdoctor.com. That's info@thecomicdoctor.com. Give me your name, your address, and your phone number as well, too, because sometimes the shipping labels require that. And for everybody who came and participated, thank you, thank you, thank you. If you haven't done so already, guys, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. And you know what? If you haven't seen the Moon Knight series yet, get on over there and watch it. Thanks so much for coming in, guys. Another CGC box is on the way as we speak. It might arrive tomorrow, actually, so expect another CGC unboxing really soon. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you'll be the first to know when that actually happens, guys. Until I see you again, take care, have a fantastic night, and enjoy Doctor Strange tomorrow for those of you that got your tickets. Bye for now.